Hello, good afternoon. Today we are going to start with a new lesson. In this lesson 1F from your student's book, we are going to make a reading practice. And for now, I want you to think what kind of pain, as you have in this page, what kind of pain have you suffered? For example, maybe if you fall down a ladder and you broke your hand, your leg, you suffer a pain, right? Maybe if you cut your finger with a knife, you suffer a pain, right? Can you give me some more examples that you have experiencing with pain? For example, I'm going to show you different pictures that I want you to look, and I want you to tell me what links them. What is the same thing for all of them? Think about them. For example, think about this woman, or here, or maybe this woman in picture 3. Okay, what do you think about them? I think all of these people are experiencing pain. What's the meaning of pain in Spanish? Dolor, okay? So all of them are suffering, are experiencing pain, right? Okay, so let's go back to your page. So everybody please go to lesson 1F from your student's book. And it says, look at the title of the text and the 4 warning signs, A to D. What is the connection? What do you think the text will be about? And in the other page, you have this, okay? And what's the title here? A life without pain. Can you imagine a life without pain? I think that won't be possible, okay? So let's check the exercises that we have here. Let's check the reading strategy. When you do a matching task, what's a matching task? Como de unir, de completar, follow these steps. Read the text to get a general idea of the meaning. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Read the task and all the options carefully. What's the meaning of task? Que tengan que entender bien la tarea que se les pide, okay? And read the paragraphs of the text carefully, one by one, and match them to the correct option. Check that the extra options don't match with any of the paragraphs, okay? So it says, read the text quickly to get a general idea of the meaning. Were your ideas in exercise 1 correct? For example, the text is going to talk about pain, right? Because of the title, that's very obvious. So we are going to read about this text and we are going to know if we are correct or not. Okay, so then we are going to answer exercise 3, and it says, match the questions below with the paragraphs A to E of the text. There are 2 extra questions, so you have 7 sentences or questions here that you have to match them with the paragraphs A to E. Remember that you have 2 extra questions from this exercise, okay? So let's go to this page and let's start the reading. I'm going to put you the audio, so please at the same time as you listen, you have to read, okay?
Lesson 1F, A Life Without Pain.
All children hurt themselves from time to time, but when 13-year-old Ashlyn Blocker was younger, she had more accidents and injuries than her friends. For example, she once put her hands on a very hot engine and got a serious burn. She only knew about it when she looked at her skin. She showed her parents and they took her straight to hospital. Ashlyn simply did not know when she injured herself. When Ashlyn was a baby, her parents knew she was different. She didn't cry. Then, when she was 8 months old, they noticed there was some blood in her eye, so they took her to see a doctor. The doctor was shocked and confused when he looked at Ashlyn's eye. There was a serious cut. So why wasn't the baby girl upset? Why didn't she cry? The eye injury soon got better, but doctors realized that Ashlyn had a very unusual medical condition. She couldn't feel any pain. This condition is very rare. Only about 100 people a year in the USA are born with it, and many of them die because of it. Pain is a natural warning. When you're ill or injured, your body hurts, and this tells you there's a problem. People who can't feel pain often die young because when they break a bone or have a problem with their heart, they just don't realize. The first few years of Ashlyn's life were very difficult. She often tripped and injured herself. Once, she broke her ankle and didn't know, so she didn't stop running. At school, Ashlyn needed a lot of attention to keep her safe. For example, in the playground, one teacher watched Ashlyn all the time. When other children fell over, the teachers could ask, "Does it hurt?" But of course, with Ashlyn, it was not so simple, and the teachers had to search for cuts, bruises, or other injuries. When she was 5, Ashlyn's story appeared in newspapers. Then she had invitations to appear on TV shows and became well known. Scientists studied the causes of her condition and found it was a genetic disorder. For some reason, pain signals do not reach her brain. Unfortunately, at the moment, there is no hope of a cure. And as Ashlyn knows, a life without pain is both difficult and dangerous.
Okay, so let's answer your exercises on page 14. And it says there are 2 extra questions. You have 4 or 5 minutes to answer this exercise, please. And then you can check your answers with my answers, okay? So it says, in which paragraph does the reader tell us when doctors realized Ashlyn had a medical problem? Okay, check your answers, please. And it says paragraph B. What causes her condition? E. What happened when she burned her hands? A. What scientists are doing to find a cure? It doesn't mention. It's the extra sentence, and why some people die from this condition. C. And what treatment Ashlyn receives every day for her problem. It doesn't mention, and how school life for Ashlyn was unusual. D. Okay, now I think the reading was very, very interesting. So it's possible to have a life without pain. I think it wasn't possible, but it is. Okay, now it says in exercise 5, we are going to do exercise 5, not 4. We are going to complete the questions using the question words. Do you remember the question words that we checked yesterday? When, where, how, why, etc. So it says take turns to ask and answer the questions in pairs. We're not going to work in pairs, but we are going to answer this, okay? So number 1, how did Ashlyn burn her hands? Number 2, why was the doctor shocked when he saw Ashlyn's eye injury? 3, how many people are born with this medical condition in the USA each year? 4, who watched Ashlyn carefully in the playground at school? 5, when did Ashlyn's story first appear in newspapers? And 6, what is the cause of Ashlyn's medical condition? So you have these 6 questions, and I want you to look at your text again, and you have to answer all of these questions in a post-it here, please. You have 6 questions, so you must have 6 answers here in this space, okay? All of the answers are in the text. Number 2. Check your answers, please. Why was the doctor shocked when he saw Ashlin's eye injury? He was shocked because there was a serious cut, but the baby wasn't upset and didn't cry. Okay? Number 3. How many people are born with this medical condition in the USA each year? About 100 people are born with this condition in the USA each year. Number 4. Who watched Ashlyn carefully in the playground at school? A teacher watched her. Number 5. When did Ashlyn's story first appear in newspapers? It appeared when Ashlyn was 5. And 6. What is the cause of Ashlyn's medical condition? It is a genetic disorder. Pain signals do not reach the brain. Okay? So here are your answers. Please check all of them. And let's go. If you have finished, let's continue with exercise 6 for vocabulary. And it says, find the words in the text to do with accidents and injuries. What's the meaning of injuries? Lesiones, and complete them below. Accidents and injuries. Verbs, and we have burn, quemar, cut, and hurt. Injure, lesionar, injure yourself. Your hand, etc. Fall, trip, slip over. Break your arm, break your finger. Caer, resbalar. Fall, trip, slip over. Okay. Break, quebrar tu brazo, tu dedo. Bleed, sangrar. Okay. Sprain, torcer. Your ankle, your wrist, tu muñeca. Hurt, my leg hurts. Now we have nouns and phrases. All of these are verbs. Now let's check the nouns and the phrases. Okay, here we have blood, a broken arm, finger, bruise, burn, a cut, an injury, a sprain or pain. Okay, all of these are nouns and or phrases that do it when we talk about some injuries, lesiones. Okay, match 8 of the verbs from exercise 6 with the past simple affirmative forms below. Are they regular or irregular? And we have bled, bleed, bled. Broke, remember? Break, broke, irregular. Burn, burnt, regular. Cut, irregular. Fall over, irregular. Hurt, irregular. Injured, regular. Sprain, regular. Okay, remember that you have to study at least 10 verbs, regular and irregulars for each week. Okay, in infinitive, past participle, and the meaning in Spanish. It's very, very important for you to do that. Okay, now as you can see, it says when you hurt or injured yourself, use vocabulary from exercise 6. I want you to write here in a little paragraph, maybe in a post-it, an experience that you had maybe when you was a child, when you were a child, or maybe a few days ago, maybe I don't know when, but some experience that you can tell me or that you can describe here in a little space. What happened to you? How maybe if you cut your finger, how did you cut your finger? Maybe with a knife, maybe with a rock, I don't know. So I want you to describe in this space an experience of pain that you have in the past. Okay, so guys, that's all for today. As you can see, we only did our reading practice, and I think it was very, very interesting. Okay, so remember that for homework you have to answer lesson 1F, for your workbook, okay? Only lesson 1F, and that's all, okay? So keep doing all your exercises, go to the Oxford platform and continue doing your practice, and don't forget to study the verbs, okay? So thank you and see you